are live from the TulipDAO here for our 29th Investors AMA with Omniverse. They are a Binance Smart Chain project who intend to have some deflationary mechanisms in their ecosystem, some sort of whitelist marketplace. We really don't know too much, so we're hoping to learn a lot more and dig into the technicals as we always do. I hope you brought your technicals.
Of course.
All right, here we go. How are you doing today, Kev? We are joined by Kev, who is the head of marketing, I suppose.
Yes, I am.
Cool, man. If you could just give us a little bit of background about yourself, your experience, and introduce the team, even though they're not here, and kind of like the experience of the devs, how long they've been in DeFi, maybe previous projects they've worked on, if anything familiar, etc. Please.
Sure. I'm Kevin. I'm the marketing director for Omniverse, or I'll just short it for Omni. I have 3 other partners, so they're also founders. There's Access with Joey. He's the chief executive officer or CEO. He also handles public relations. There's Sam, who does operations, and then there's Cam Fulton, who's the developer team executive, and he has his own team of developers, like React one. He has a web dev. He has a front end. We also have our own Solidity dev, so we have a full stack crew. I think that's it. I think I summarized the team pretty quickly. We've worked together in the past, maybe a year ago now that we've known each other. I know them personally. We're all docs. I'll post a link after this AMA if you guys want to check it out. I have a YouTube channel where we did all of our interviews and all of our faces are shown, so we really have nothing to hide. I think that's about it. As far as goes for previous protocols, we ran the largest rebase protocol on Avalanche. We ultimately shut down, mainly because we figured out that our community was losing money. And the rest is history. It's called High Point Finance. So if you YouTube it, you'll see a bunch of videos on it.
When was that?
We shut down right before rebase apocalypse happened because we realized, you know what, rebase is not sustainable. It's not a fun project to be in, just because if you're losing money and your investors are losing money every epoch, and the token that you're paired to is also going down, it's not a great time, and it's really not. Yeah.
The existing model, right, for Rebase.
Yeah, so we ran a Rebase V1. As far as I know, Rebase V2, V3, V4 that have come out with other protocols that have improved the model.
They're still fucked, but yeah, they're a little better.
Yeah, I won't say that, but thankfully you said it. But yeah, sure, yeah. So we've decided to move to a model that was completely based on that previous experience, and now we're here at Omniverse. So yeah, I think that's a full summary of the team's history and past. So we worked together before, we're working together again.
Yeah, I really would have liked you to have some team here to really dig into like a little bit of bio about the devs and stuff. But if you could at least let us know how long you've been in the crypto space, how long you've been involved with, business development, marketing stuff, and maybe even Web2, about your personal experiences coming up and experience in the space, or personal experiences that would have led to, increased value in the space, right?
Sure, yeah, I don't mind jumping into that. So I'll answer your first question. So our developer, he runs an actual marketing agency. So all the developers that he has for his work, you can Google him. His name is Cam Fulton. He runs a business called Search Actions. So he's making the website. He does a lot of the work.
Are you guys gonna have like a team section on the website with links to everybody and stuff?
Yeah. So in our white paper, we have links on our server where you can find all this information about them, and that's where the video interviews come in, where I ask all these questions.
I'm in the docs right now.
Yeah.
I see. Okay, I do see the links to social media and stuff for everybody in the team. I don't see pictures or anything. This is okay though. This is something. This is good. So I assume when you launch the site live, you'll have like pictures with proper links.
Yeah. I mean, it's an extra click for people if they want to go see our faces on my YouTube channel where I just talk to them. But I basically do what you just said. I ask them questions as if I've never met them. I ask them questions on basically information that I already know, but I feel as though it should be made public and people will get to know them better on a more personal level, even though it's through a screen. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, I think it's important, especially on finance, that you guys are very transparent with the team and past experiences, because there's a whole lot of dog water over there.
Yeah. We could care less about hiding ourselves. We're standing by a project that we really are proud of. So, like our faces. You know what? That's a great suggestion. I'm gonna write that down. We weren't going to include our profile pictures, but I don't see why not. If it makes it easier for people to see a familiar face and to feel more comfortable investing, like I don't see why we shouldn't do that.
As long as it's not cringy and like seemingly fake. And you know what I'm saying? Like a lot of
Yeah.
these protocols, even they have team pictures and
Yeah.
LinkedIn, but it's just like something seems off. Like it doesn't seem natural or some shit. Like
You know why? Because they
because it's
grabbed
not
some
real.
picture from China, and it's like
Straight up, bro. Some
I've
shit
seen it
like
too.
that.
Yeah, for sure. If you, like I said, like that's why pictures don't really do justice. If you hop on the channel, you'll see just me interview all of them, and we're pretty known in the space, to be honest. Cam Fulton, he's one of the crew on the Obsidian. He made the website for them, I believe so. He's making the website for Cardinal
Familiar.
House.
Sounds familiar. So he's involved at Cardinal House and House of Obsidian.
Yeah, he's pretty known. So he stands by everything he does too. So like I said, like the whole crew has nothing to hide. We're pretty public about everything.
Okay, well that does a lot for me. I'll say that as far as
Yeah. Yeah,
um,
if you actually hop into Obsidian, you just tag him, like everyone would be like, "Oh, you know Cam," and like it's pretty funny.
credibility.
Every content creator knows him and me, and it's like I would say, even though people think we're in a big space, we're in a pretty small bubble, and like to network, it's quite easy once you know one person and you just keep going.
You're very right about that. People
Yeah.
overestimate how difficult it is to really get involved with communities, and then you start to see how closely knit everything really is. People are
Mm,
getting help from different projects. That's one thing we try to do here is facilitate people that are like-minded, and want to see the space grow, and people who are trying to collaborate for the right reasons and things like that. I mean, we're big on that,
for
cross-chain
sure.
relationships and things like that. So
Yeah.
um, it's nice to see that you guys have some credibility behind your team. If you could now just kind of give us an overview about the project, what you guys plan to accomplish. Whitelist Marketplace is very vague. Um, the time vault is very vague at a glance. If you could give us a little bit about the details, the use of the Omni token, and how it plays into all of it.
Sure, I'll do my best to summarize everything. It is quite a big ecosystem that we have planned out, and so if you get lost at any point, please just stop me, and I'll just step back and explain. So at any point, just jump in and be like, "Oh wait, I don't understand this." Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Sure. So High Point, our previous protocol was a rebase token, right? And you know the value of rebase, it doesn't last very long. A lot of people think it's linear, but that's not true because it just goes up like a parabola and then it crashes really hard. And so Omni's concept of is deflation, supply scarcity, and liquidity lockup. So rather than thinking of the whitelist marketplace and the time vault in one bowl, like like one bowl of soup, try to think of it as two different pills. So pill A and pill B. So how it works is we will have a website that is releasing sometime this weekend. And the best part is it's all front end, right? So the token is very simple. All of it is front end. Therefore, we can't really rug anything, nor will we ever plan to. But Omni should be valued as a currency. It should not be viewed as a token where you trade it like a shitcoin or like a
It's
Ponzi where
you plan on making a utility currency to be utilized within your ecosystem, right?
yeah,
I,
and like the reason why I don't like using the word utility is because I feel like it's so overused in the DeFi space. Everyone has like a utility this and utility that, and when you really evaluate their entire ecosystem, it doesn't exactly work. And so with
you're
our
right. You're right, but I mean, we do need a way to categorize these things.
Yeah, that's why I hate using the word utility. I've heard it so many times myself, and just like you, I'm sure you're one of the only people that actually understand white papers when you read it. The majority of people don't, and so it's like, okay, once I finish reading a white paper, usually I'm like, this will not work, but it is what it is. So for Omni, again, I don't want to use the word utility. it should be valued as pill A and pill B. So I'll jump into the whitelist marketplace first, and then I'll explain the significance of the time vault. So Omni is supposed to be valued as a currency, right? It should not be seen as a shitcoin or a Ponzi where you need people to buy. It's pretty common where you need people to buy so your value goes up. In this case, we're trying to mitigate that as much as we can, just because everything that we've seen from Rebase or Tune protocols or any other crazy yield farms, it doesn't exactly work that way. So Omni, it's a currency, so you would have to buy it first in order to interact with any of the features that we have. It's all going to be front end, so you would hop onto our website, and there you can see all of these whitelists that have been listed. There, you exchange your tokens for these whitelists. Just like that, your process is done. Yeah? So I'm going to jump a little bit deeper into... What's up?
I understand the use case. My concern here with the token is I didn't know there's a whitelist marketplace on Binance. And past that, I'll say that if they do, it's for very select tokens, right? That like bullish projects. Is that correct?
Well, that's the best part. So we have something called a whitelist tiering, but this isn't only specifically for Binance; it's for any chain.
Okay, so your Omni token will get them access to whitelist on any chain.
Yeah, because how it works is these partners protocols that come with us, that it doesn't matter what chain they're on. It just matters that the Omni token is on the Binance chain. We could have done it on any chain that we wanted. We just wanted Binance just because of the cheap fees and because of the liquidity, right? There's a lot more liquidity on Binance. What's up?
How are you planning on achieving that? Like by giving them a front end on their native chain that they can purchase Omni tokens through?
So these whitelists are through our so it's called the Omni Growth Package, and I guess I'll loop back to what I was saying. But how it works is these Omni tokens, when you buy a whitelisted spot, and these are all from partnered protocols. So with partnered protocols, usually speaking, so we have about 5 loaded in the tank. We just need to confirm that they will actually list with us before we launch. These whitelisted spots from these protocols, when they list onto our site, these are whitelists that they were supposed to get rid of anyways. You know what I mean? These are whitelists that were free to begin with, and they're using it as a tool to market. For us, we want to grab those whitelists from them, and what they get from us is a summary that highlights all the key features of their protocol and white paper. They get a promotion on our page and on our social media platforms. So we heavily push them. They get priority AMAs, and we manage their social media accounts through our own. And then they get access to the content creator team. And so the content creator team is something that I used also in the previous protocol, where I had around 15 content creators, and their sole job was to produce videos and Twitter posts on whatever protocol that we wanted.
How many people on your team?
Mainly 4. Well, I'm the 4th one, but there's 3 people, and then the rest are mods.
The rest are mods.
Yeah,
you don't have enough people to do what you just said for more than 3 or 4 projects, maybe.
Right, which is why I said the limit is 5 as of right now, just because of how much we can manage. Obviously, we have to hire more people, but that comes with protocols that want to list with us.
Scaling. All right, I want to come back to your other project, High Point. We've had some concerns from numerous people that there was like some issues with that protocol. I don't know anything about it specifically, but could you maybe touch on what some of the issues were and how you feel like you resolved them, maybe?
Yeah, so there were 3 main issues. It was the price kept going down, and so there's nothing we could do there, right? Every single rebase, the price kept going down, and one of the reasons we shut it down was because of the facade where we told everybody to hold. That didn't necessarily matter because all the money came from actively trading the token. So when people were holding the token, the value kept going down, and people were confused because they kept saying, "Well, I thought you guys said I would have this much after this amount of time." Unfortunately, that is still the case. They would have a certain amount of tokens, they wouldn't have a certain amount of money. And so with that's when we decided to shut down the protocol. When the protocol ended, there was we left the liquidity there to be locked. And when our team allocation unlocked, people didn't like that we sold off our own team allocation, even though we told everyone at the start of the protocol. We posted a Unicrypt block saying, "Hey guys, We're gonna lock for 3 months. That's cool with you guys. Everyone was like, yep, that's crazy. Protocol did 6x on the very first hour, and then people dumped, and that's fine. And people would just go in, okay, yeah, that's fine. But when the time came and we shut down the protocol and we sold the team allocated amount, the equity, people didn't like that. So that's one thing that we had to deal with on the front end because people were very upset.
How large was the team allocation?
It was a 20% out of the token supply.
Fuck, all unlock on the same day?
Yeah.
Oh,
It was
geez.
vested and then it unlocked 3 months later.
That's pretty bad.
We made it public for everyone, and everyone was like okay with it, and we were like, okay, cool, everyone's okay with 20% token allocation. So,
Yeah, I mean, maybe if it was like vested linearly over a couple years or something, but like 100% token unlock on one day, is that what you're telling me happened? That's like almost like a rug. How much was the price impact?
there was no price impact because the protocol was dead. Yeah, so when we ended the protocol, we put a $400. So it was the entire marketing wallet, which was around 70,000. We put the entire RFV wallet, which was around another 80,000, and we used the entire treasury, which was around 400,000 or so, to buy back the supply. And then we did a 30% airdrop, so everybody got like around 2 to 3x on their wallet balances, just so they could sell off.
Why not just airdrop everybody USD? I don't get it.
So we couldn't do that just because we didn't want, because if we sold off the AVAX itself, there was also no way, as people were dumping way before we did the announcement.
Were you real quick? I think the concern is that you guys pumped the price up artificially and then dumped your team tokens. Is that what I?
Oh, no. So the protocol had ended. We didn't dump any team tokens. We burned all the marketing wallet tokens, and we burned all the treasury tokens. This team allocation unlocked 2 months after the protocol had died.
So how does that? How did you redeem those tokens for? How did you sell them? Why were people mad? I don't get it.
That's why we were confused too. The protocol had been completely zero. There was zero trading volume for around a month and a half or so, like exactly $0. And then when we sold our team allocation, people were upset. I'm not
So
really sure.
There was like some base level of liquidity there or something.
Yeah, and so the rest of the liquidity will stay locked in the pool because that's not ours. It's just we took what was ours only, the team tokens, and then we left the rest. And yeah, so there was.
Were your team tokens paired as a liquidity? Is that where you're getting that capital from then?
Yeah, so again, we had trouble understanding why people were upset because the protocol had ended and we checked all the wallet balances. I believe the highest token amount in the wallet that was holding added up to maybe $5. So everybody had sold off, and there was maybe about 30 tokens in every single person's wallet. Rebase was still on.
How much did the team walk away with at that point of the protocol then?
So 65,000, which has now been used to funnel Omniverse.
Did you guys provide anything for the users over there that like a whitelist or a discount on the pre-sale?
So we haven't launched yet, but yeah, we've been whitelisting active users that have come in and say, hey, I'm from High Point.
I would highly recommend doing that. It seems like one of our members here in TulipDAO got burned on your guys' previous venture.
Again, there was around 15,000 people in the server. It's kind of hard to remember, but yeah,
Of course,
the person wants to come in, and yeah.
I understand as a project lead how it is, and I understand that everybody has opinions on things, and it's hard to properly communicate everything. When you're running a project, but I mean, I think it looks like the concern was communication and execution there at the end. But anyway,
it wasn't miscommunication though. We worked with Obsidian. It was all public information that we gave back all our entire treasury, which was clearly stated in our white paper that, hey, when you buy in, you forfeit certain things because you buy a tax token, and we gave it all back. Same thing for all the other wallets, we gave it back, and yeah, this was all made very public actually.
You guys just mismanaged the funding and the sustainability, and you had to just buy back with the funds you had left, and then let everybody dump on you, and then the liquidity that was left, you dunked on it. Is that correct? Is that the facts?
We actually didn't buy back mainly because the was so low. Just because we worked with KYC. Our Obsidian was our KYC protocol, and so they recommended us that we use all the money that we can to just give back to the community.
Why did you do that though? I thought you didn't do that. Go ahead.
It was just so there wasn't a way just because people had already sold off entirely, and so for people to come back in order to get the airdrop, they would have to buy the token somehow, and people didn't want to do that, so we couldn't really airdrop as there was like a 50% split of people who were out, and then there was like 50% who was in, and then there were people who want to buy again, and then the token was just being traded like a shitcoin right at the end. So rather than giving it to people who were quote unquote in the protocol, we couldn't really confirm all that, so we just sent everything back into the liquidity pool.
So you added all your extra money into the liquidity pool is what you did.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Okay. I definitely would have recommended you handle that differently, but okay, we're past it. That was probably the hardest part here. But yeah, that's an unfortunate thing. I would now let's get back really quick to the marketplace here. So my other concern, this marketplace needs utilization to succeed. Um, I understand projects need marketing. I understand that it may give them a slight boost going through your community, um, but you're a fairly young community still, not too large. You are, substantial, but not huge. And user engagement and retention is a thing. And moving forward, you're going to have a lot of work to do. With 4 people managing 4 to 5 projects, you're going to have your hands full and then some. And I'm my highest concern right now, or my biggest concern for you guys, is if you have the workforce to get all this stuff done, and if this can really be conveyed and packaged properly for people to want to buy it. Do you have anything to say about that?
Yeah, so our team consists of around 15 people or so. These are the same people that have dealt with a lot of the community stuff, and
Did you say
they're aware.
15?
Yeah, 15. So there's 11
You
people
just said
who
5 for 4, like
yeah,
5 minutes ago.
four founders and the rest are quote unquote mods, but they are staff. Yeah, it's the same.
You
It's the
have
same
people
staff.
on for like low administration, answering chat questions and doing that stuff, but
Yeah, yeah.
it takes power users to be successful with multiple projects. I can tell you from experience.
Yeah, so those 11 people we carried over from High Point, so they're the same staff and they've dealt with quite a bit of stuff, so they already know everything going forward.
Okay, so how are you going to make this sustainable? Because I mean, what it seems like is you're trying to monetize something that's free. Like if you're telling me that most of these whitelists are free, and then you guys are trying to sell Omni tokens, need help understanding that.
Yeah, so the developer teams that work with us, they get a percent of the pool tokens, and then the rest of the tokens are burnt.
Okay, go on.
Oh no, so that's the entire process. So part of the Omni growth packages, so these protocols that work with us, there's tierings where we will push certain protocols and then we won't accept others. So this comes with a tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, tier 4, tier 5, and tier 5 is the highest one, being they have proof of all 4 security implementations. So for us, we valued each of them equally just because everybody seems to argue, public docs means more than KYC, but audit means more than public docs. So with tier 5, it means that you have all 4. You have all of your founding members' public docs. You have your audit setup for your smart contract. You have a multi-sig for the wallet. And then you have your official KYC from any one of the founding members. So this person's the person that's held accountable, even if the rest of the security measures don't follow through. And
You're
so
going
for
to be
us,
offering all of these services then.
no. So we have a partner, Cardinal House, who is going to be doing the KYC and audit.
Okay. Okay. So my biggest issue, like I said, is understanding the product here. Your biggest challenge is going to be approaching projects and conveying the value of them utilizing the service. I'll tell you right now, I got multiple project launches coming up, multiple blockchains. Like, what am I buying?
Sorry, is that a question for me, or is that like a rhetorical question? Like, what are you buying?
I'm asking you, and I'm about to be launching multiple. This is fact. There's multiple projects launching on multiple blockchains that we are facilitating here at TulipDAO. Why would we utilize your service for whitelisting for, let's say, one of our NFT collections?
So typically,
Really quick, because there's lots of builders on chain, like on Solana, for example, who are building quality whitelisting products that are already in circulation that they are very, very nice. So like, why wouldn't we use something native to the chain that people are familiar with, as opposed to monetizing and forcing people to purchase tokens when they don't have to do it when they're over here?
Well, it's up to users really if they want to buy the whitelist, right? It's mainly about the time value. If people who argue, okay, I have 2 weeks to grind for these whitelists of these super high protocols, that's up to them. The other part is buying these protocol whitelists. The tiering is based off of the value. So the higher the value, the higher the whitelist costs. So if a tier 5 protocol who has all these security implementations comes with us and they want to partner with us and launch on our site, that is where the value goes up. So the team, depending on the tiering, I don't know if you can see our white paper, but there's a cost value where protocols will get 25% of the return of the pool of tokens that is bought from their whitelist. So if a protocol generates $10,000, right? So however many whitelists there are, and that's how we're going to be basing the price off of each whitelist. The team gets a certain amount of that. The rest is burnt.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I can kind of see the value for maybe somebody who's lazy and rich and wants to just like buy a bunch of whitelists, but there's going to be a lot of economics that come into that, and valuing the Omni token in relation to the value of the mint and all sorts of things.
For sure, yeah. So the pricing, we base it off of the return that most people get, right? You spend $10 on a tier 1 protocol which has zero security implementations. You either lose your $10 or you get a higher return, right? And you save a lot of time in the process because sometimes whitelists do take a very long time to grind for, and luckily, if these protocols partner with us, we can do the entire process for them.
So you're going to have a liquidity pair for Omni.
Yes. The idea is so we can't forcibly tell them, hey, you need to pair your token to Omni. The most that we can do is to partner with them, because that in turn will burn the token and give them a leg up, right? It builds connections, and our goal isn't to focus on the value of Omni, but rather to collaborate with a bunch of protocols that are good and hyped.
You're obviously going to do a pre-sale or something to get liquidity.
No. So the liquidity that we still have, we haven't used yet. A few thousand have been used to pay for the audit. A few thousand have been used for marketing here and there, but we're still deciding on the process of what we're going to give to the benefit of the whitelist itself.
Well, that's good, and I would highly recommend taking a forward step with your community and getting rid of the team allocation, maybe completely, or reducing it below 5-10% maximum. There's definite ways that you can, throughout your ecosystem, create fee generation to pay your team. 100%.
Oh yeah. The token is taxed itself, so the distribution for that is 6% goes to the liquidity, 2% goes to the burn, and then 2% goes to the liquidity sustain.
Okay, well, that doesn't pay you, though. Liquidity isn't going to pay you. You want the liquidity to stay in the liquidity pool.
Yeah, the 6% was so it's going to be used for staff payments, for marketing, and then to pay off the contractors, such as developers, if we need to give a protocol that doesn't.
6% team, 2% liquidity, and 2% burn.
Those
Yeah, but
aren't revenue-backed emissions, though. That's coming from the buyer's standpoint, and that's being taxed, and will still cause like a negative sell on the chart, or just direct liquidity from the buyer's point. It's not revenue generated from the protocol itself.
Well, technically, it is a mechanism of the protocol, but it's not it's technically not positive, a net positive for the ecosystem. That's a whole other conversation, right? When it comes to this stuff, supply, demand, taxation, like there's multiple sides to the equation, and you have to be dynamic. And it looks to me like you guys have some burning mechanisms, but your biggest issue is going to be demand. You need reason, you need a real use case here. You need a project that's going to attract people. You need a big partnership. Like something has got to give here for this token to become bullish. That's just the facts. And what I'm seeing here is that you guys' product, like you need to really perfect the product delivery here if you're going to be selling this. Because I'm telling you, I have 10 years in the space. Of been doing biz dev and product development for a long time. I'm confused, and I think there needs to be a lot more clarity with like what you guys are presenting people, because right now it seems like you have an incomplete idea and you're trying to get people to invest in it, and it confuses me. Can you help me with that, please?
Yeah, so developer teams that list with us, they get paid from whitelists that were originally already supposed to be sold for free, right? So the pool tokens that is bought, so how the Omni token goes up is all these burns that people had used from these whitelists. That makes the value go up. When you buy the whitelist, these Omni tokens are sent to a pool where it's completely burned, reducing the supply. The other 25% is given directly to the developer teams for listing with us.
We need demand though.
Right, and the demand comes for these protocols will bring in their own hype. And so, like I said, we have 5 that are partnering with us as of right now. They just haven't confirmed whether they can delay their launch or list with us until we do our own launch.
Okay, so let's say best case scenario, these protocols sell out $200,000 to $500,000 through their whitelist, right? But you're not seeing that full amount. You're only seeing what it costs to get the whitelist, which is probably, let's say, 10% of the cost, maybe $50K per client. Now, that is only until their launch date, right?
Right.
So after launch, you guys, your staff kind of frees up and you have more work power available, right?
Yes, up until that point where we'll be busy with the protocols that have listed with us, just because we have a limited team as of right now.
Okay. I'm need like there's a lot of incompleteness here for me. Like if this was, I've been doing Shark Tank recently, so I've been very much digging into people and like trying to give constructive feedback. Like I'm not trying to kill your project, but I'm not gonna tell my people in here like go ape into this shit until we see like some completion of these ideas. Um, I think you may have something here, but you really have to fucking drill into product development and product delivery. It's very important with this shit because if you don't, it's your use case is going to fall to the wayside. You're not going to be able to sell this to the people that you need to sell it to. Like you need a fancy pitch deck with really nice fucking graphics. You need a top of the line designer to really help push this over. That's the type of thing that is actually going to make this successful and also very ambitious cross chain partnership seeking and strategic partnerships. NFT projects on Solana, large mints or large whitelists or pre-sales on Binance chain, things like that. Those are the projects that are really going to push you. I just don't know how you're going to sell to them right now. That's more my confusion lies. Um, I would proceed with a lot of caution at this point. How early are you guys in the like in your guys' development right now? How long until launch? I'm seeing that tokenomics are not shown. That means that they're liable to change at any minute. There's nothing set in stone, which kind of worries me, especially when hearing about the high road, what was it, high point thing. So maybe provide some security there, some numbers you guys have been talking about, how long until launch, etc.
For sure, yeah. So those details haven't been sorted out just because we want to build a community. And again, it's like the focus isn't on the appreciation value of the Omni token. It's to work with these protocols that want to work with us. We want to work with teams that want to list with us. And so that's where we offer the marketing for them. I don't think it's lazy for them. I think it's any marketing is good marketing.
Okay, how long until launch?
Yeah, that's been undecided as of right now. It's just community building right now, and then reaching out to newer teams that want to start voting.
Newer teams that want to start voting on what?
Well, their community, right? A lot of these teams have ideas, but they don't have the money to pay for these developers to even build their smart contract, or they don't have time to even build their community, and that's where we want to come in and help them with that.
So you're trying to do Launchpad, like do you have developers to build the stuff for them? Now you're really getting spread thin.
So that's where Cam's team comes in, and so smart contract stuff we won't build ourselves, but we'll give them the resources in order to find a developer that can be on their team.
I would really like to see you guys focus this into like one or two things, because this is it's already like a lot to grasp. Well, maybe it's just the language. I know it's just one product, but it needs to be tightened up and it needs to make sense. Like right now, I don't see sustainability here. I don't see, yeah, I see some tokens getting burned, but I don't see sustainable price action. I don't see anything that's going to be creating sustainability for you. Really worries me that you guys have not focused on that first. Um, I would love to see some tokenomic stuff released, and if you guys really want to redeem yourselves, definitely come back with the devs when you guys have some real numbers and we can talk about stuff and you know what I mean. Like maybe they might have some answers to some of this stuff.
For sure, like I hear you out, and again, like our focus is community building as of right now and connecting with other teams that want to start building this community and the smart contract that they need.
Right, right. It's like you're trying to sell a product when you haven't launched or done anything yet, and that's what worries me. You know, I want to see like something. I don't know where. I'm just very confused. Like your focus is now launch padding other projects instead of the whitelisting. Like where are your priorities, and what do you think, like coming up to launch, like you guys are leading to launch whenever that may be, you're what are you actually going to be doing? Is it launch padding? Is it whitelisting? Is it KYCs? Or how does this look?
Like again, those KYCs and that audit comes through Cardinal House, right? So these protocols that build with us, they move up the tiers, and that's where their value comes in. Where the team, when they have more security implementations, that in itself allows them to get a higher return on their whitelist that they sell out.
Go on.
No, I mean like that's the return for teams. So they work with us starting from nothing. They go through the tiering of Cardinal House, and they do their KYC, they do their audit, they move up through the tiers, and so when their whitelist sell out, they get a higher return because they have a higher value on their whitelist.
Do you acknowledge other audits or only Cardinal House?
Preferably, so we do. We recognize all other KYCs and audits, but it's preferred that we want to give our partners a referral.
Yeah, I understand that part.
Yeah.
I'm just making sure. A lot of projects have already gotten audits done, etc. So you plan to launch NFTs?
So these whitelists are going to be NFT based, but again, it's not only NFTs on our site. It can be cryptocurrencies as well, other token. It doesn't only have to be NFTs.
I'm trying to figure out why I need to buy this token right now. Help me out there. And then I'm going to go to some community questions.
The token is meant to be a currency, right? So all these protocols that partner with us, whenever you buy these whitelisted spots, 25% is given to the developer teams that partner with us, 75% is just burned. That 25% given to the team, we didn't have to. We were originally supposed to burn 100%, but we wanted to give them a value. And this comes at their launch. So they would do their whitelist. The pre-sale doesn't have to be with us either, right? Same way they don't have to pair their token to us. It's up to them. It's just we want to help them with their marketing because that in turn will burn the Omni token.
It's similar to what a lot of projects are doing with NFTs to get access to various products and services. But yeah, I hope that was not the whole shill. Hit us with the whole thing, man. Like, why are we investing in Omni?
Like, that's the simple way of putting it, right? Again, the focus isn't to make the token go 10x in value. It's to work with these teams that want to work with us, and so that in turn will bring its own hype, right? If we can work with a team that can bring a crazy product, that in turn will drive our marketing along with theirs. That's about it. Like again, it's not really for the token value to go up. It's just to work on these collaborations and partnerships with teams that need this help, this marketing help, this financial resource that they originally didn't have.
Okay, that's really clear. I think that's important to make clear. If it's just like you don't want to say utility token, but I'm going to say it. If it's just a utility token that is purchased when somebody needs a service, um, to be redeemed immediately for a service, then sure, that kind of makes sense. Why not just accept USD though? Why do you need a token? It doesn't make any sense to me.
So originally, the discussions were to use a stablecoin such as BUSD, but we figured having our own token makes it better for our own ecosystem rather than just pooling BUSD or pooling another token.
It only makes it better for your ecosystem if you create use cases and sustainability though. So like it seems to me you guys don't have that. And it seems like you haven't really been planning that. So I mean, why not just dodge the whole token, save your liquidity, put it into the treasury, make some investments. When you guys launch your NFTs, you can do something useful for your holders like rev share or some shit, through your services. I mean, it seems like a more
Again,
sustainable model, right?
for sure, like, and the discussion was brought up to rather just use not even just stablecoin, but to pull any type of currency in exchange for these whitelists. But the team ultimately decided to move forward with our own native token.
You guys can do what you want, but I'm just trying to provide some perspective, and I'm a firm believer that after seeing what's been happening in the space recently, and especially what's been coming with regulation and stuff, you should only really launch a token if you have to, or if you are fully fucking dedicated to ride that token and tokenomics into the fix it and ride it until the wheels fall off, literally, because
For sure.
sometimes that's what it takes. And it's just like it's not worth the battle if that's not your main focus. Like, I mean, if you guys had all these awesome use cases, sure, but I just would advise you guys to consider that. That's all.
For sure, for sure. We'll definitely keep that in mind. And, like I said, we definitely explored the topic of, okay, why not just scrap our native token in general and just grab whatever token that we want to buy from? Because technically we could open up a million different pairs for whatever people want to buy the whitelist for. But again, like the team ultimately decided to move forward with our own native token. But I for sure see what you mean in terms of it would make more sense to use any currency at that point, to be honest, rather than our own.
I mean, you guys are just offering a business service, right? I mean, that's what it boils down to, and I think that's where the confusion here is. It's like Omniverse, this like it's like a token, like cryptocurrency. You know what I mean? Like that's what it comes off as, but it's really a service for protocols. Rebranding might really help you. Where did you guys get your logo? It looks really familiar.
It's brand new, made by a developer.
I don't know where I've seen that. Okay. Anyway, cool. I'm gonna dig into some community questions now. Thank you for you've survived the grilling barely. We have a shitload of questions. Where did all these bots, people come from? Let's see. From is it Logus or Iogus? One or the other. Logus says, does Omniverse have plans to add and expand liquidity to other big dexes or AMMs? Or will the LP staking only be on the Omniverse platform? Are you guys providing staking for LPs?
No, no, we're not.
Okay, I didn't think so. Didn't think like that was mentioned at all. Um, are you incentivizing liquidity providers at all in any way or no?
No.
No. Okay. We don't give a fuck about token price, Logus. It's nothing personal. Um, suppose many users stop using the app and do not generate Omni or sell them. I think he's confused on how this works, and I think a lot of people were. That was kind of my concern. How does your project stabilize the price of the token to prevent it from collapsing? The short answer is there's not much there to prevent it from collapsing. It's not meant to stay up. It's meant to just provide utility for their ecosystem, right, Kev?
Yeah.
Omniverse plans to launch a DEX equipped with a uniquely designed swap. Is this
No.
real? He's very confused about what's happening here. What third-party smart contracts did you reference to use in the creation of your ecosystem? I mean, did you use like Open Zeppelin libraries? This is from Hentai.
No, it was made completely original from our own. And like I said, so the token is split into two contracts. One is just the tax breakdown, and then the other one's just the token that involves the time vault, which is just the staking portion when the supply is super low.
How is the selection procedure carried out for projects whose whitelist will be included? Like, how are you seeking out projects? What parameters must meet? I mean, what must be met? I think he kind of covered this. Andy, it was really they're trying to encourage people to go through their security partners. It's going to level them up in their selection process, that's for sure. But do you want to go over that one more time?
Yeah, sure. So the selection process, obviously, it's there's many protocols that run, and there's many protocols that just either developer team gives up and lets it die out over time. Personally, we're not going to touch that entirely. It's just 5 main tiers, which is tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, tier 4, tier 5. Tier 5 being they have 4 security implementations such as the public docs, the audit, the multisig, and then the KYC, and then tier 1 being 0 security implementation. So it's up to users to buy whichever whitelist they want based on their risk tolerance.
All right. About the time vault, tokens must be locked. Is that what that is? Users can lock tokens in the platform. What's the rewards and penalties or claiming early?
Yeah, so there's 6%. So it only unlocks at the end of their time duration. So 6 positions being 1 month offers 5%, 2 years offering 200% on the token itself. If you try to exit out early, you have to pay a 50% fee, and that 50% is on your deposit and your gains. So all that gets burnt.
You're telling me you don't care about token price. Token price probably going to be going down over time because of the inherent nature of the ecosystem, but you're encouraging users to lock up their investment.
So they get 200% on 200% on their token amount rather than token value.
And how long? 2 years?
It depends how much you want to lock up for, and how. So however long you lock up is how much the percent reward that you get.
Yeah. So for 200%, how long?
That's for the 2-year staking time.
Yeah, dude. Like, there's no fucking way, bro. Their token will be down so much in that time. There's just absolutely no way. You're assassinating your community. You cannot do that.
So the time vault isn't going to release at the same time. It'll be released months down after our whitelist marketplace has been set up with protocols running.
Well, that's good. That's good. It'll give the token price time to settle, but still, like, if you're telling me that the token price is just going to get bought and sold when people are utilizing services, it's very likely that it's just a downward trajectory. I mean, you guys are going to be emitting team tokens to a certain extent. These types of tokens, it's going to be going down. So locking people in is just literally just giving yourself exit liquidity, essentially.
The only way people usually sell is if they choose not to interact with the whitelist marketplace and just decide to hold the token just for holding it.
Does staking get them benefits in the platform other than the 200%? Do they get free whitelists?
No. So again, the staking isn't going to be released at the same time. Our primary focus is the whitelist marketplace when we launch.
I understand. But when it releases, are they going to get any other benefits other than the 200%? Because they really should. There might be a way to make up that value that's lost with the token value through the whitelist redemption if you were to give stakers free whitelists or discounts on whitelists.
Yeah, I'm having trouble understanding how there's value loss on the whitelist redemption.
Value gained for your stakers is what you should be focusing on because their token value is going to be going down.
But if they bought the token and it's getting burnt in, so the only way to sell the token is if you were to buy the token and not interact with the platform.
I feel like you're getting lost in the specifics. I'm just talking about the token value going down over time, which is inevitable based on the tokenomics. Okay. Now, combining that with the aspect of the time vault, you're recommending users to lock. They should be provided benefits and and some sort of value prop for doing so, other than the 200%, because the 200% will still run their investment down to negative 80% or something. Very, very realistically. And that's if your project's still around in 2 years and something like High Point doesn't happen. So you have to consider all these things. That the previous ecosystem wasn't sustainable, and neither is this one. So what happens, right, to keep that going? That's the concern.
For sure. Again, like it's the whitelist marketplace. It's the token. There's going to be no tokens that are be minted into supply up until the time vault is released. So when people buy the token and they exchange it for the whitelist, it is all burned.
All right, I'm gonna keep moving through these community questions.
I think there's a disconnect somewhere on my end, but sure.
No worries. Somebody was asking something about me. Where'd it go?
OX Solo, my question is, what are Trading Tulip's qualifications?
Yeah, he wants to hear about my background. I've been in blockchain space for 10 years. I was buying Bitcoin in end of 2012. I have 15 years of background in business IT and business development. That was prior to crypto. I've mined cryptocurrency for years. I've been trading. I've been investing. I've gone all the way to the top, all the way to the bottom. I've been involved with community management since Whitecoin and Blackcoin in 2014, 2015. I have been involved with the TulipDAO, created the TulipDAO in end of 2021. I've been here for every phase of cryptocurrency and blockchain that has ever come, and I have continued to be, and I plan to be for the future. So that's my background. I'm currently advising for multiple DeFi protocols. I've started a DeFi protocol on Metis blockchain, as well as we're launchpadding multiple NFT projects on different blockchains currently. Yeah, anything you want to know?
Straightforward and simple. Any reasons you've decided to build on BSC in comparison to other chains?
Honestly, the chain didn't really matter. It's just because, it didn't really matter. We built on Avalanche before, and now we're just building on Binance. There's so much more liquidity in investors, so we want to build here rather than on Phantom or Solana. We debated on Polygon for a long time, but ultimately just decided Binance.
And if this hadn't already been answered, you've mentioned talk about a treasury. Is there any collateralization using built assets for a backing price for the token?
No. Again, the token value comes straight from the liquidity pool, and everything from the treasury can be used so that we can give all these resources to the teams that need it.
It's said that the Omni Marketplace smart contract will automatically send accumulated Omni tokens to a burn wallet. Question, will the accumulated tokens be sent hourly, daily, weekly? What is the time frame? And how and when would the burn occur?
So because the tokens are pooled itself, we would manually do it. It's just because we would set a time duration on the website where the whitelist would end in correlation to however long their pre-sale date is. So again, it's hard to do that on the back end for every single protocol. It doesn't really make sense, but because we will have a very limited amount listed at every one time, we will manually do that ourselves.
And on the time vault, if one decides to add and lock more tokens to an existing token lock, does this add to the accumulated previously locked token, or does it accumulate more Omni tokens separately?
No, so they'd have to open a different position. You can't add onto like a 1.5 year lock to make it a 2 years. You would have to open a new position.
Do you have any upcoming protocols or teams that you are already ready to collaborate with the coming weeks and months from release of your protocol?
No, not until they confirm that they do want to partner and list with us. So up until now, no, and we can't say anyone's yet.
Anybody that you no, there's nothing you can share on teams you're targeting. Are you looking at any specific blockchains? The whitelist market is heavy on Solana. You guys been looking there?
The only problem with Solana is there's a bunch of outright just rogues in terms of just NFT based project. So we just again,
You're on
it's every
Binance.
chain. Yeah, it's
You're on
yeah.
Binance.
I'm aware. I'm aware. It's every chain that is open, and we can't really say yes to any protocols yet until they've also agreed on their end.
Does Omniverse team have any writers and editors or bloggers to help you guys provide content?
Yeah, so we do have copywriters on Cam's team. Yes.
Is there any way for people to apply to like an ambassador recruitment program?
So that comes with our affiliate program where protocols who want to partner with us, specifically content creators, they often get whitelist quite easily and are connected. So we're working with a lot of content creators on that. But we can't announce that yet until we have like an agreed list of content creators that do want to work with us on the affiliate program.
A lot of questions about partnerships because that's what is going to make or break this protocol. A little bit concerning that you don't have anything to share in regards to partnerships or protocols that are showing interest at this time, but we'll say it's very early, and hopefully you can come back with some devs and gain some ground in this conversation. Because at this point, I would advise people to pump the brakes and wait to see more from you guys.
For sure, and that's completely fair.
Well, thank you for your time here. I wish you would have brought some devs that we probably would have got some better answers to some of these questions. Do we want to? Is there anybody from the community that wants to come up on stage and ask some questions? Welcome to the stage.
Hello, please. Okay, just want to make it quick. Now, I want to talk about few things like scaling problems, the lack of proper regulation, also worries about changing technology in the protocol, like how they tend to curb and don't give in. Also, since it's a deflationary token, what about the value and volatility costs as crypto prices become more stable? Like the volatility benefits from crypto diminish. This is after a while. What if investors see lower price volatility? They'll be less interested in the protocol. That's like Omni token to be precise. They will sell, creating downward pressure on prices. Now, can this problem be avoided or curbed? Like to see further possibilities in the project.
I think I understand. I didn't catch most of that, but again, like most people selling the token are the ones who will not be interacting with our website.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay, all right. Thank you. Hello, welcome.
Okay, I have a question for Omniverse. So I was at their AMA last Monday, and he talked about a possible launch price of 75 cents for the whitelist and then $1 for the non-whitelist. So my question is, if they are planning to launch that high, don't you think it will discourage some newbies in the crypto space from making Omni their first token? Because if you look at SHIB and Dodge, for instance, you see that the low price contributed to the low price helped them to bring a lot of newbies into crypto. So if Omniverse is also looking to do the same, don't you think that the high launch price will affect their ability to onboard newbies into the ecosystem?
No, we haven't considered that the token price may discourage people, but you can buy fractional tokens the same way you can buy a fractional of anything, fractional Bitcoin, fractional Ethereum.
Yeah, I think it's important for you as a cryptocurrency investor to understand that the token price does not matter. What matters is the market cap in relation to the value of the protocol. Okay, you don't want to be looking at things like token price and letting it scare you away. Thank you for your question, though.
Okay, can I ask my question now?
Go ahead.
Of course, welcome.
Now, I want to ask something like, is there nothing Omni token can be used to purchase except the whitelist? And what is the step that will be taken by the team if the Omni token is not accepted by the project that we want to buy the whitelist from? And another one again, how will the traditional finance help the investor in digital world?
So one of the conditions to us working with them is that they do accept it just because the tokens that are bought, they're pooled anyway, so 25% of the pool tokens will be given to them. It's up to the developer team who's working with us to either sell off or to buy whitelist with it themselves. In terms of traditional finance and crypto, I don't really have any advice for that, and I didn't really get the second question.
Please, is the build fees still Omni token or BSC coin?
Sorry, can you repeat that question?
Yeah, I'm asking if the build fees that was stated on the white paper is Omni token or it is a Binance Smart Chain.
So the built-in fees are for the Omni token.
Okay, I want to ask another one. I saw something like Omniverse is not a project, but rather is more of an ecosystem. I don't understand that. How is it more of ecosystem rather than a project?
Well, again, the focus is to partner with these protocols that need the initial support, the financial resources, or even just marketing resources itself. That in turn will have people drive. That in turn will drive its own marketing because people will buy the whitelist for the protocols that they want to. That in itself will burn the token, and then that raises the value.
I saw something like that they charge for every transaction would be 10%, and it was said that that would be the fair one. Like, why is it? Because if I want to make a transaction of 10 Omni token, that means I'll be charged one Omni token. Why is it as much as that? Why is it not like in BSC? I can say that it's not even up to 5%, I guess. But the price there is too high. Can we do anything about the fees, the charge that is Omni token?
No, so the fees support. Oh,
No, so the fees
I think I
support.
can hear myself. Do you, Sam?
I think I can hear myself. Do you, Sam?
So the fees support the protocol, and it's meant. I think okay. So I think I understand what you're asking. Is there a way to get around the tax of the token? No, the taxes are built in. The taxes themselves help support the protocol. So the 2% liquidity sustain the 2% burn of the token, 2% into the treasury.
Thank you for your questions. Is this somebody from the team here? Letter to the management?
Yeah, that's Sam.
A new player has appeared. We're just about getting ready to close this up, though. Welcome, sir.
Hey guys, sorry I'm late. Today was my birthday, so we're trying not to do any AMAs today, but I figured I would jump on. I tried to come in a little earlier, but apologies for being a little bit late on this. It's good to see a lot of the community members here. Thank you. Oh, sound effects. Awesome.
Let's go.
I think Axis is in the crowd too. I'm not sure if he's got his hand up or not. Anyway, yeah. Hey everybody. Okay, cool. I don't want to hijack. I just wanted to come in and say hello last
Thank
minute.
you.
Sorry about that.
Enjoy your birthday.
Thank you.
We gave Kevin a hard time, but
we
we hope that some of the feedback will be able to help
we
you
hope
guys
that
in your
some of the
product.
feedback will be able to help you guys in your product.
Oh, sure. Well, I guess Kevin will have to have a conversation after this call to see what kind of feedback
we'll
that was.
provide a
But
recording
yeah,
for
sure.
you guys, no problem.
We'll talk about it.
We'll provide a recording for you guys, no problem.
Hentai,
great.
welcome
All right,
to the
cool.
stage. Your echo is gnarly.
Yeah, just a simple question, based on market price analysis, all coins increase based on demand to be faster and it has to surpass supply, right? And price of Omni coin has rising about 35.81% in the past 7 days and has increased by I think 7.44%.
You said?
Omni has not launched, so nothing has increased by any percentage over the last 7 days. I don't know where you're getting your numbers from, sir.
A different Omni token.
Yeah, we haven't launched our token yet.
Okay, I think I got wrong research because I've been researching on the coin. Okay, so can I ask another question?
Sure. Yeah.
I know it is difficult for developers to clearly think during security incidents. So it might not make sense for a team to make their full plan public. So do you have any written plan outlining how to handle your security incidents?
So what can you give me an example of what kind of security incidents could happen? Why don't you give me an example? I'll tell you how we'd handle it. And just so you know, I'm a systems engineer with 35 years experience, so I hope that puts your mind at ease. I'm about 35 years in with my career in working in IT and technology. I work closely with security teams at my real job, like at my full-time job. So I have a good understanding of how to deal with security incidents. But if you have a specific type of security incident that you'd like to discuss, then I can tell you how we would handle it. I heard you say the word hacking. That covers a very broad range of problems or incidents that could happen. So if you could narrow that down a bit.
Yeah, just like bug hacking or robots hacking.
Robots. Okay, robots hacking what?
Yeah,
The Discord or the contract?
the
Which
server.
server? The
The server,
Discord
yeah.
server? So I mean,
Yeah.
Discord is a third party, right? Discord has a cloud service that we all use, and they have their own security teams. We don't respond to security incidents on the Discord platform. So yeah, so I
Okay.
hope that answers your question.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay,
Thank you
that
for your
will be
question,
okay. Thank you very
Sentai.
much.
35 years, man.
Yeah, man. Yep.
I swear I got some IT background, but what the hell have you been doing? You
Oh,
were
so much.
before computers were made and
Oh, of
shit.
course. Yep.
Just kidding.
Well, it's true. My first computer was a Commodore 64. I don't know if anybody knows what that is, but you can look it up.
That predates me by a little bit. Okay, so what was your first tech job?
I don't know if you guys know what dial-up internet is, but I was a call center representative doing technical support for dial-up internet users when they couldn't connect to their dial-up internet service.
What company was that for? Just curious.
That was for GlobalServe, a company called GlobalServe out of Mississauga, Ontario.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for that. My first foyer was freelancing quotes for like hardware quotes for small businesses when they didn't really know how to set up dual monitors and dual graphics cards to support it in the late 90s and early 2000s.
Yeah, so like tech sales support. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah.
For sure. That's kind of where my tech started, and then rolled into a pharmacy, managing servers and doing system engineering similar to yourself, Windows environments.
Cool.
But anyway.
Yep.
Yeah. If you could, so you do software development?
No, I'm a hardware systems engineer.
Got it. So you're more of an infrastructure guy.
Correct.
Like me. Yeah. So that's cool. It's a very necessary piece. The builders are equally important though. I really wish you guys would have come with a full team today, because yeah, it would have helped a lot. But I recommend listen to the recording. That we'll get to you guys, and then if you want to come back for a round 2, we'd be happy to have you for free. Okay.
Sure, that sounds great.
Yeah.
Thanks. Okay. Thanks, TulipDAO, and talk to you soon.
This has been our 29th Investors AMA with Omniverse on Binance Smart Chain here at the TulipDAO, now offering AMAs and KYCs. Get your credibility up, son. Let's go.
Let's go.